So let me tell you a story of the shenanigans of needing to have my car jumped, but not having my phone on me. So I went to work today in a horrible mood. I somehow accidentally turned on the lights when I got there and didn't even notice. Either way, I went to work and I worked, and my mood slowly improved over the day. I managed to finish up on time, and I was super happy about that. Went to my car and attempted to turn it on. It wasn't working. It wouldn't start. I was like, but it was daylight when I parked it. Why were the lights on? Well, I was looking at the switch that said my lights were on, so I turned that off, obviously. So I dug through my bag, and then I remembered I've been leaving my phone at my apartment because my phone is extremely distracting to the work environment, so I've just been leaving it here. And so I was stranded at my work with no phone and a car that wouldn't start. Well, what could I do? It was a 10-minute drive normally, so it couldn't hurt to walk home to get my phone and call for help. Yeah, totally. Such a good idea. Yeah, so it's a 2-hour walk from work to my apartment. I was unaware. I was leaving at 11. I arrived at 12:50. Quite a long walk. I know. Crazy, right? So I was walking for quite a while, awkwardly switching my bag positions. It took me about a quarter of the trip to figure out the perfect position to hold my bag. So, like, seriously, normally I just have it on my right shoulder, and I kept switching it to my left shoulder, and then, like, that was uncomfortable, so I'm like, okay, maybe I could do this. That's extremely uncomfortable. And then I realized my water bottle has this thing right here where I could just hook things into it. So I hooked my bag to my water bottle like this, and then I hooked the water bottle to the back loop of my pants. That was extremely uncomfortable because I kept kicking my bag. Crazy shit. Either way, the final position that I realized was the most comfortable position to hold my bag was like this. So I had it hanging off my neck in front of me for most of the walk there to my apartment, which is where I'm sitting right now in my kitchen. Wah! Either way, after sometime before I managed to find that perfect position for my bag, I had a horrible need to pee. So most businesses around here are closed after 11 o'clock, so I was kind of screwed in the manner that a lot of the places around there were businesses and residential areas, but most businesses were closed, and I didn't know which ones were open or closed, and I didn't see any that were open. So I was like, okay, where can I pee? I'm in the city. It's illegal to, pee in public. But see, in public means that people can see you. If nobody can see you, then it's not in public, and therefore it isn't illegal. So I went, and I just kept walking until I saw a generally dark area where I couldn't, see anything at all. I was like, okay, I'll walk in there. So I walked into that dark area and hid behind a tree and squatted and peed, and it was so awkward, and I was so worried that someone would see me. So, yeah. So, either way, I returned to walking when I was done with that little bit. After I finished with that, I got to a road that I'm quite familiar with and realized, well, shiz, I have a long ways to go, even though, because it's like the road where the Walmart is, except that's where I was, and that's actually pretty far. So I'm like, well, shiz, I've been walking for a long time. I'm only here. So I started freaking out, and I'm like, you know what? I'll stop focusing on walking. I'll focus on singing, despite the fact that I'm like super. I was like, no, I had no water with me. My water bottle was like empty throughout this entire thing. Sad face. So I just started singing. So I sang during this round of singing. I sang Kaze no Ni, Saya's song, Greensleeves, Scarborough Fair, Who Are You, Do Re Mi, Take Me Out to the Ball Game, and Catch a Falling Star. At the end of that singing sequence, I was so thirsty, I just stopped singing until I came across this wall. So there was this wall on the right side of the road, and after a while, there were some trees. Lots of trees with their boughs hanging over the wall. And there were oranges hanging off of the trees on those boughs. So I pulled one of the boughs down and grabbed an orange. And then I'm like, yes, oranges have lots of juice in them. That'll like rehydrate me because like I'm starting to get dehydrated and lightheaded. And so I just started peeling it, even though I'm not usually very good at peeling oranges. And I just threw the peels on the ground for the animals to eat because I know biodegradable means it's good to throw on the ground. And so I'm just looking at this big circular orange and I took a bite into it. And it was a lemon. It was so sour. I was appalled. I took a bite into a lemon. The round. I didn't even like pull it apart. I just straight into a lemon. None of that. Way too sour. I bore through and ate the entire lemon after realizing it was a lemon. I actually kind of started crying because it was way too sour for me, but I was just like, I'm gonna eat this because I'm thirsty and I need to eat this in order to be able to go on and make it the rest of the way home. So I was like, eating the lemon, I can do it. It is so hard. I did manage to eventually get used to the flavor, so my mouth feels very, very sour. Either way, like, I ate a lemon whole, guys. That's how freaking crazy that was. Whenever I finished with hydrating myself with that lemon, I started singing again. For the second bout of singing, I sang Drunken Sailor, Hoist the Colors, Mummer's Dance, You Are My Sunshine, and After Ever After. In the midst of singing that, there's this like group of 3 teenagers standing by a tree in like a park / housing development. There's a lot of parks around here, like loads of parks. So I like love the fact that Mesa has so many parks and, you know, housing development areas as well. And they're such nice parks. Either way, they were trying to take pictures or whatever, and they could hear me while I was singing Hoist the Colors. They actually had walked out onto the sidewalk to look down and be like, who's singing? And like stuff like that. And I had started singing Mummer's Dance by the time that I got towards them, and they're like, ooh, girl, you got some good singing. That voice so powerful. Woo! And they whistled at me, and they're like, oh my gosh, they just they liked my singing so much, and it made me so happy. Because I like getting compliments, and they love my singing, you know? And so I was just like, yay, yay. And it made me feel so happy, and I started skipping. I know, crazy, right? I started skipping just because I felt happy about getting a compliment to my singing. Anyway, by the time I finished singing, I was already on like the road I needed to be on, like in order to get to my apartment, and I knew I was almost there, so I was just like, oh my gosh. When I did get to my apartment, I contacted my friend Sam, and he came to pick me up, and we went back to Tempe Marketplace. He drove us there. 10-minute drive, 2-hour walk. Craziness, right? Either way, my friend Sam picked me up and took me to my car, and he jumped in my car for me. It was so nice of him. We used my jumper cables, and it was so great. And then I drove home, and everything's great. It's pretty late. This is quite a night. I'm very thankful to my friend Sam, because that was pretty crazy. Pretty crazy, actually. Like, oh my gosh. So, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed my story of the shenanigans that occurred. Laugh at my pain. So, well, it's okay. I kind of felt high through most of that, despite the fact that I wasn't on drugs. Thank you for watching. Have a nice night. Love y'all. I suppose it won't be night when I upload this. It'll probably be like noon. Lols. Okay.